Welcome back. Is Nirav Modi returning to India anytime soon? That's a question that we have been asking for years now, to be specific, 4 years. Today, the fugitive billionaire lost an appeal against his extradition to India. The UK High Court junked his appeal essentially. This means he is closer to returning back here, which is in India, to face a trial in the PNB fraud scam. But 4 years and 13,000 crore rupees later, the process to get Nirav Modi back in India still has some way to go. Nirav Modi can now approach the British Supreme Court within 14 days, but there is a catch. He can only do that if the High Court agrees. If that option is exhausted as well, Nirav Modi can then approach the European Court of Human Rights. So while it may be a big win for India, there might still be some time left before we see Nirav Modi come back to the country. Let me quickly go across to Danish, who is joining us live from London. He's the one who's been tracking that story. Have you at all heard from Danish, Nirav Modi or his lawyers? Nirav Modi, of course, continues to be in a jail in London. Is his lawyer saying anything at all?
Well, the lawyers have declined to give any comment on that judgment which came out, which we broke earlier. They are not released a statement. They don't want to comment on this case. But what is sure is that this is not the last thing out. There will be further developments in this case. Nirav Modi, as he rightly said, continues to be behind bars, but also he has the option of approaching higher courts. But the bars are very high. It's very difficult that Nirav Modi will get anything out from the Supreme Court or the European Court of Human Rights. It is very rare that the courts intervene once the High Court has ruled against the person, which is what has happened and which is what we expect. But there are also chances that Nirav Modi must have done some other, approach to the UK Home Secretary and made some different kind of application, something which Vijay Mallya has done as well. And the catch with such kind of approach is that the UK Home Secretary or the UK Home Office cannot even make a comment on that, giving out details of what is the nature of that application, because those applications are confidential in nature and they make use of that provision to the best effect possible. Till a decision is taken by the UK Home Secretary, no person can be removed from the territory, from the jurisdiction of England, which is what has happened in the case of Vijay Mallya. But we must not lose sight of the fact that this is a remarkable and a big victory for the Indian agencies.
We leave it there for the moment, Danish. Thank you very much. Avi Singh is an advocate of the Supreme Court joining us on the broadcast. Swapnil Kothari is a senior lawyer joining us on the broadcast as well. Avi Singh, we've just heard from Danish. Yes, it's a big win for India. Maybe we are one step closer to getting Nirav Modi back in India, get him extradited to India. But I'm just looking back at the case of, I don't want to be pessimistic here, but I'm looking back at the case of Vijay Mallya. In 2020, which is 2.5 years ago, the UK High Court had cleared his extradition, and yet he's nowhere near Indian territory.
And I think this is where we are rapidly coming to this case, which is from the realm of the legal to the realm of the political. So in essence, Vijay Mallya's extradition is pending an appeal, a decision on an appeal before the UK Home Secretary, which, as you know, has changed several times. It was Preeti Patel, it is now Billiman, it's back to Billiman. So they haven't made a decision on Vijay Mallya. There is also one additional legal route, which is they can seek an injunction from the European Court of Human Rights. The convention is still applicable in the UK. These are, of course, legal options, but I think that the ultimate decision, in case the appeal is not certified, and I find it hard to see how it will be given the factual findings of the High Court. We don't have the decision, but it seems it's based on facts and the sovereign guarantees given by the Indian government, which of course will be subject to much litigation if those are being upheld if Nirav Modi was to come to India. But what the decision is going to be really about is the political will of the UK government and whether that's changed from the Boris Johnson administration to now, because they have been reluctant to exercise that option in the case, as you mentioned, of Vijay Mallya.
But why is that? I ask you this because look at what the court has said today. The court has said that India is a friendly government. We need to honor our extradition treaty with them, and there is no reason for us to believe that Nirav Modi will not get the treatment that he seeks for mental health, because mental health is something that he's pleaded in the court. So the court has said what it has said. Why would you think that the British government would be reluctant either in extraditing Nirav Modi or Vijay Mallya? You're saying it's a political decision. I want to understand why they would not want to do it.
Well, again, what happens in diplomatic discussions is always a bit of reading of tea leaves. But it seems that the topic came up in Boris Johnson's visit to India, and it was not resolved. There are a lot of pending issues with the UK. I'm not sure what the Vijay Mallya case is keeping, why it's being kept on the back burner, or even if Nirav Modi's case will be handled separately. But you're right. Certainly, if you believe that if the High Court has taken the government assurances on board and said there is no reason for us to question them. Now, of course, one wishes that they promise those kind of facilities in jail to all inmates, including those who are not extradited, and that special little wing which has been constructed in Arthur Road Prison was not limited to those who are yet awaited the flights from London. But if we take the government assurances, the UK government should accept it. There's no reason why these people should not be extradited to India to face these cases. It's another issue whether there is concerns about the political vendetta. And one of the things one has seen being commented on, but there's no decision, that there are also applications for political asylum which are pending, at least in the case of Vijay Mallya.
That is absolutely true. And one of the reasons, no one has officially come out, Swapnil Kothari, and given us a reason as to why, despite the fact that the UK High Court has cleared the extradition of Vijay Mallya, he is still not on Indian soil. One of the reasons being given is that there is some sort of secret proceeding that is currently underway, and it is of an unknown nature. So I don't know what that is about, but that's exactly how Nirav Modi's case could end up as well. That we feel happy every time there is a legal victory, but in the end the guy is nowhere near home. And the last time we heard, he said he's suicidal, he has mental health issues, and therefore he should not be sent to India.
Well, Shreya, those are all flimsy arguments about being suicidal and mental health. This is the trick that the lawyers employ when they don't have very substantive arguments to make. And those arguments will go out for a toss out of the court the way they did today, and even in the future. Now, as far as the political will is concerned, there is a tremendous political will in the hands of the government, which is in current ruling at the moment here. And it is more of a diplomatic victory that you're seeing Sanjay Bhandari, you're seeing Vijay Mallya, then you're seeing Nirav Modi today. Getting those favorable orders which we are getting in our in our favor, where we are getting the favorable orders. And the reason is more so the diplomatic initiatives that have been taken by this government, and along with with the predecessor of Mr. Rishi Sunak. And now that Rishi Sunak is in, I think there's more hope because he is in a better position to explain to the UK judicial system that the Indian judicial system is more robust than ever, and I think it is much better off in many cases than what the English system could ever be. So this is more to do with politics also, apart from the legalese. Of course, the Crown Prosecution Service will do its job, continue to do its job on behalf of the Indian government and try to present the case in the best possible terms, most cogently and most arguably and most argumentatively and most favorably so. And that is what we are going to see along. And the only thing is that has, of course, has to take place. You have to have orders in your favor, and only then the diplomatic channels can work to expedite the extradition aspect. Now, as far as Mr. Nirav Modi is concerned, as you rightly pointed out, he's got the British Supreme Court to go to, and then he's got the European Commission of Human Rights as well. Now, all of those, both the counts, from what I see today, is not going to pass muster. They're both going to fail. And let's wait and keep our fingers crossed that he lands upon the Indian soil faster than you and I think.
Let's hope it happens. Let's hope it happens. We'll leave it there for the moment. What has happened today is a victory for India, but are we closer to getting Nirav Modi or Vijay Mallya for that fact back anytime soon? Maybe not. Maybe we'll have to wait a bit longer. We'll leave it there. And will Rishi Sunak make a difference? I'm not so sure. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, gentlemen, Avi Singh and Swapnil Kothari, for joining us. We are moving on.